What up, LA Live gang? This is your boy AC, and I'm back with another edition of LA Sports Live. As you guys come to the video, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out and I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, if you just found the brother, go ahead and subscribe. And while you at it, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every day when we drop new videos here on YouTube. Now, we got some breaking news coming across the wire, and I got the news exclusively here on LA Sports Live. You guys see the thumbnail. You see the title. Phil Jackson is officially taking over control of the LA Lakers. I repeat, Jeanie Buss has relinquished all powers, and she's allowing Phil Jackson to take over the LA Lakers. Now, if you're a Laker fan, you got your ear to the street. You know I'm full of shit right now. But I might as well be, it might as well be true because here we go again. Here we go again. Now, this is of course if you believe the stories, because we know there's a lot of stories that come out. They're just simply not true. They don't have a shred of truth to them. And when you're dealing with the Lakers, and then especially when they have the player the caliber of LeBron James and with the power and gravitas as LeBron James, you're going to hear a lot of stuff. So anyway, you guys see the thumbnail, you see the titles. I'm just joking, but apparently, Mark Stein is reporting that Phil Jackson is he's helping the Lakers with their head coaching search. I repeat, Phil Jackson is assisting the Lakers on their head coaching search. I know that raises a lot of red flags with a lot of people. Uh, Phil Jackson has uh, his pedigree, his resume is unquestioned, second to none. But the bottom line is Phil Jackson at this point in the game, excuse me, he's an old man. Phil Jackson, uh, he has not had an active job in this league in official capacity in 6 years. The game has changed so much in that amount of time since he was let go by the Knicks, or let go by the Knicks, or he left the Knicks, or whatever you want to call it. His last championship was what? Well, it don't matter. Whatever the case, the time, I believe the time has passed him by. Excuse me. It's not. This is not really even about Phil Jackson, man. This is just about Jeanie Buss and the L.A. Lakers. Now, like I said, this is assuming that you believe this story because uh, there's a lot of things that come out about the Lakers. A lot of things that are said surrounding the Lakers. A lot of stuff is just not true, man. Everybody's just jumping on the bandwagon. This person throws out a story. That person throws out a story. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Mark Stein is the one who said the thing about Nick Nurse first. I might be wrong, but I think it was Mark Stein who was the one that said the thing about Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse just came out yesterday and is like, man, who comes up with this trash? I have no interest in the Lakers. I'm sticking with the Toronto Raptors. Okay. And so I might be mistaken. Y'all can correct me in the comments if you want, but I believe that was Mark Stein who came out with that story. I think the whole point of the matter is, um, for the diehards, man, we ought to be kind of accustomed to these type of things going on with the Lakers, these type of things surrounding the Lakers. Um, like I said, people got mad at me. They hated on me when I talked about Jeanie and said she's unfit to be in that capacity because as the governor of the Lakers, because she's unable to make decisions. She has to run to everybody and their mama to get help. Salute to everybody in chat. And really, we're Laker fans. We're excited. We see other teams making moves. We see other teams making phone calls, and we get frustrated when we see it seems like the Lakers, are on a back burner, or they're moving at a different speed, or they're not showing any sense of urgency with their moves. They're still operating the same old fashioned mom and pop store type of scenario. And that's another reason why I showed you guys that video the other day. not the other day, but a couple weeks ago about Tim Harris, man. And I'm trying to tell you, man, if you were to watch that whole interview, you would see this this movement like this, the way they run their business, man, is done purposefully. This is because this is what they do. They consider themselves a family ran, owned and ran business, and they operate as such. And the part of how they operate is they keep a uh, close knit of people who they want to keep in their circle, who they consult with, and apparently they don't give a damn about how old these people are at all, and they don't really think about getting any fresh young blood in there, and they continue to operate the same way. Now, let me tell you something. How many years ago? About 6 years ago or so, the Lakers. About 6 years ago, the Lakers went out and hired a young coach by the name of Luke Walton. Now you know he was a former Laker, but he was a hot young coach. Luke was he was coaching the Warriors, taking over, filling in while the coach was sick or hurt or whatever. They won so many games in a row, and Luke was a hot coach, and they brought him in, and they brought Luke in, let him hire his assistant coaches, and how those years played out, it kind of left a bad taste in the Lakers' mouth. They had a lot of critiques of Luke Walton and his staff. They didn't like how things turned out. And so this is when they start this bullshit about picking the assistant coaches. And that all started with Luke Walton because they felt he picked a bunch of his friends instead of a bunch of qualified basketball players. And so now it looks like they're going to continue that trend. They're going to look at coaches like Darvin Ham. I don't know who else. It has not been reported who else that they've received permission to talk to as far as current coaches. But we know Mark Jackson is, for the most part, looking like a shoe in Sacktown. And, we'll see what happens with the Lakers, man. But, at this point, it's starting to sound like a broken record, you know, getting on here, talking, criticizing the Lakers. And really, it's kind of like pointless, man, because you don't this is what I learned in life, man. You don't really criticize a person for being themselves. When they've proven and shown to be themselves and they operate the same way or they act a certain way or whatever, and you continue to deal with them, as in this case, I continue to be a Lakers fan. I continue to support the Lakers. So I don't really see a lot of sense in me continuing to complain about how they operate when I already know this is how they operate. This is how Jeanie Bus operates. And one thing I tell you that really irritates me is, now I know Winning Time is a TV show, but there's a stark difference. Yeah, I know, and I know it's a TV show, but I know a lot about the real Dr. Bus too. I've done my research, and there's just really a stark difference on how that man moved and how this current ownership group moves, and it's really irritating, man. It's really irritating. What's up, LB? Um, yeah, I mean, the thing is, the media tries to make it seem like it's a big deal. Oh, Phil Jackson, he's helping the team or whatever. But man, this guy, he ain't never left, man. This is Jeannie's ex. They still all live in the same area. He still lives out here in Manhattan Beach, right not too far from where I am right now. He's been spotted at games earlier this season. He ain't coming to no games just to chill out. He's coming. If he comes to a game, it's because she called him to come down and to check some things out. So really, him being involved, this is not no new news. Basically, as long as she's in charge, you're gonna have these same people floating on the peripheral of the Lakers. Phil Jackson, the Ramby, Magic Johnson. If Kobe was still here, he'd be on the peripheral, or you never know. If Kobe was still here, he would have probably told her something different. He probably would have told her, "You got to get rid of these motherfuckers too." He already told her to get rid of your brother, get rid of Miss Cupcheck. If Kobe is still been alive, he probably would have told her, "Look, you got to get rid of these clowns too, the Ramby and all that. They old." Oh, that's the old generation. You got to get some new young blood in there. And this is the reason why he talked her into bringing bringing Rob Palinka along with Magic Johnson. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Um, it is what it is. What is it? Today is March May 3rd. Um, I suspect we'll have a coach within the next month or so. Um, and that's June. And then by that time, the new coach should be in place. Um, and then we'll get ready to go into the summer and free agency. We'll have the summer league, and things will be kind of quiet and back to normal. Um, I kind of think they'll probably. I don't know who will be next, who they might interview, but I kind of think they want to find a reason to give the job to Darvin Ham. He's familiar with them. He's regarded and pretty high and current coaches that deserve a shot. And I suspect they're going to give a chance to him to get the job. It just kind of depends on what kind of offer they offer him, what kind of money, what how many years, and then if they try to pull this crap with him like they did with Frank Vogel and not allowing him to hire his own coaches. So we'll see what happens, guys. But anyway, salute to everybody in the chat, all my fellow YouTubers in the chat, Hood TMZ podcast. Salute, my brother. Thanks for coming through. My main man, Lakers over everything, man. Salute. Thanks for coming through. Salute to LB. Thanks a lot, brother, for coming through. Salute to myself. And that's it, guys. We're gonna go ahead and end this live stream as we get further developments on the good old Lakers. I'll bring them to you. Anyway, it's time for me to head to the crib. I'm out of here. I will rap with y'all later. My traffic was bad.